with the planning scheme is a very strategic level still. There was a lot of consultation held prior to the last election, the Be Heard meetings that were held from one area of the region to the other. This particular layer of consultation has been inserted by ourselves after the election. We just felt that we wanted one last pass across the community at a very strategic level to make sure that people felt that they had a chance to tell us their thoughts. It's important to understand that this level of consultation will not tell us specifically what's going to happen or what we're proposing for your particular block of land. This is very high level. This is about what areas are suitable for industry in a broad sense, where commercial might go, what areas grow, where we're proposing to have, or where we envisage, it's not always our control, but where we envisage larger growth to occur, and where we think that perhaps there won't be a great deal of growth into the next 10 years or 20 years that this scheme envisages. I am delighted to announce that there will be a series of consultation that takes place in all of the shopping centres, the markets and the places where people go about their business, showing them these maps with our staff in attendance to be able to take your feedback. We have another opportunity to sort of get the strategic maps right, to get that top level thinking right, and then the work will be done. There's been some thinking already, but the work that brings it down to a finer grain level will take place. And then we'll be back, it'll be death by consultation all next year, while we come back and really drill down to ensure that we've got it right for you. One of the things that the local government minister has drilled into us at every opportunity he's had the chance to speak to councils and to mayors has been the importance of getting the planning scheme right. And I think some of the events at Gracemere over the last 6 to 8 months have probably highlighted how important it is that there's a document which clearly sets out how development should or should not occur, and that council is able to both enforce that, explain that and support that with the community. We need, as a government, to be making allowances for growth. We prepare our plan on the basis of analysis of recent growth of different types. There are formulas that say so many thousand people require this many square metres of retail space, this much of industrial land and so forth. We then devise our planning scheme based on where we think, if we've got another so many percent of population to come, where they would fit, and then we allocate land for various uses on that basis. So this is the document that's still at that very high level. Over the next month is an extra layer of checking we've got it right before we move on with our process and produce the fine-grained detail that you will see next year. Really important that it be understood that this is separate to the major amendment to the planning scheme process, which Council has also embarked upon. So there are some linkages, or will be linkages, in the long run. The work that's being done as a major amendment will feed in to the new planning scheme when that is completed. But this, at the moment, is a really high strategic level. We want to hear, do you think that we've basically got the areas that will grow most right? Do you think that the areas that we've set aside for commercial or for retail are basically hitting the spot? Have we really got the flavour of Emu Park or Yeppoon or Gracemere, Mount Morgan well represented in our first cut high-level strategic thinking? So I commend the work that's been done to date to you. I commend Council for its honesty in saying, look, we think we need to go back and just check one more time, and that's what is being done here. And I absolutely commend, I called them the Brains Trust earlier, the officers who've been pretty well locked away, working on getting this document done for 18 months, 2 years? 2 years already. It's a long process. Planning schemes cost, I think this one's going to be about $4 million. Correct? Yeah, round about $4 million. And that's because a lot of the work that informs these strategic documents has required ground truthing, has required consultants to go and map vegetation, map terrain, so we know what areas are more likely to be prone to bushfires and what areas are likely to be prone to flooding. So all of those things have had bearing on our decisions, but we're now presenting it, I guess, to the common sense point of view to ordinary people who live in our community and have their own thoughts and ideas and their own special local knowledge to bring to bear on that situation. So thank you, I commend you to it. Please come along. The locations where these signs and our staff and councillors will be present will be advertised. You'll know where it is. Please do make the effort to come and see us.